All right, we are live. This is Hat Trick episode 6. This is a pretty monumental day in the podcast history. I think Leo has some news, right? Do you want to introduce our guest today?
We have a very exciting episode today, folks. We have Lisa Alves on the show, who's an actor, producer, and teacher. She's the owner of Surge Theater, which debuted their first show into the Toronto Fringe Festival called Follow Me. So everyone, welcome Lisa. Lisa, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
How do you feel being the first guest of our show?
I feel great. I feel honored. I feel very happy, especially since I'm like the number one fan of the podcast. So thanks. Thank you all.
Oh, I appreciate you being the number one fan.
Yes.
It's probably because you're my girlfriend.
Unfortunately, yes.
She'll be like to me, she'd be like, Michael, I'll be honest, I didn't really like the second episode. I thought it was okay, but I mean, at least she's honest, right? I think that's a good thing. That's what you need in any girlfriend, any partner. You need somebody to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm that type of person who is not going to walk around on eggshells to protect someone's ego.
She tells you how it is.
I'll tell you how it is. But like,
What?
It's from like the kindness of my heart, because I don't want you all to look like a fool, you know. So I'm gonna give you some constructive criticism.
Didn't you say that I sucked ass before?
I did not say that. I do not give these listeners the wrong opinion of me.
All right. Well,
Anyway, yes.
since you guys are new, because Lisa probably has her own audience, she's gonna be like, hey, this is a great podcast. I'm gonna promote it because I'm on it. Right, Lisa? You're going to promote this, right?
With the death stare. You say this to me. Yes, I am definitely promoting this. I mean,
right.
I've shared the podcast.
You have shared the
link, yeah.
podcast, but for the new listeners, the concept of the show, especially because we have a guest on, it makes it, the concept's different. So Lisa is the guest. She has 3 topics which she put in the hat. Me and Leo each put in 1. So this way, guaranteed, Lisa will pull a topic of her own choosing. Now, Lisa, since you're the guest on our show, you pick the first topic.
Oh God, I'm so scared.
Oh, you know what? Before we even get into the topics, I gotta ask you a quick question, Lisa.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yesterday night.
How was Michael in bed? What?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God, stop. My mom's probably going to listen to this.
I'm just gonna bleep that part out. So yesterday night, I was on my way home from work, and Michael sends me this text.
Your girl? You have a girl?
No, Michael.
Oh.
Michael. Pretty
You
much.
have a girl?
At this,
You were a fuckboy.
gonna bleep that one out too now.
Yes.
So basically, Mike sends me this text. He says, "What time were you born in the morning?" and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Oh, Lisa wants to know. And I'm like, is she trying to do some like voodoo shit or some hex spells or so you want to clarify what was that all about?
Well,
I was born at 1:05 a.m. August 5th.
Well, I mean, it has something to do with like my topic in the hat. So if we do choose it, then I'll like talk.
So are you trying to say this is a tease?
Yes, it's like a little tease.
Potential tease.
But if we don't pick it, then I'll let you know at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
I did not
sounds good.
hex you. I did not curse you.
Although
Okay.
you do
I
believe
was-
in witchcraft.
Oh, I love witches.
Oh my
Although
God.
I'm not a witch myself.
I was driving home. I made sure I stopped at every red light,
Good.
every yellow light. I'm like, I don't know what Lisa's plotting for tomorrow. I'm waking up. I'm like, all right, I'm like, good. Okay.
All right, you evil witch. Pick your first topic.
Okay, I'm really nervous. Oh
okay.
God. It's
Just
like-
shake the hat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll shake it. Yes.
Shake it.
I'm a person who kind of likes to know what's happening. So the fact that
That's the
I
great
don't know
thing
what
about
I'm
the
talking
show.
about right now is I'm very nervous.
That's why we're getting right into it. First topic,
You're
Lisa.
very, very anxious
Okay.
about this.
Oh God. This
Okay.
is not mine because I did not fold it like this.
This might be either mine or Leo's.
That's probably Mike's.
Okay. Some of your inspirations in theater, life, or anything. Is that
Yes,
yours?
That was mine.
That's Mike's.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so do you have anything off the top of your head?
Oh my God. So many things. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm.
She's
keep
had her
hitting-
hands on her table.
I
It's okay.
talk with my hands and I like
You
to
know,
like
very,
grab
very vibrant.
things.
Oh,
That's okay.
what's going on at the table here? Just separate you two.
We're too far away to do anything.
Oh my
Leo.
goodness.
Okay. Okay, so some of your inspirations in theater, life, or anything. Can you like clarify what you meant?
So I meant like who are the people that made you want to be who you are today?
Oh.
Like it could be like in theater, like which actress, or sorry, I know you like to say actor instead of
Yes.
actress. Actor inspired you to act, or what producer inspired you to produce, that kind of thing. What kind of person made you want to be who you are, which is a very lovely and warm person. I'm gonna compliment the shit out of you, but when we turn the mics off, I'm not going to
You're
compliment you
such
anymore.
a bad boyfriend. Okay. No, I get what you mean. So I have like a few like inspirational people in my life.
Okay.
I feel like I need to like mention my parents.
That's probably good.
they're
Yeah.
they're not theater people.
Okay.
But they were very like very nice about like getting me to follow my aspirations in life. So like
Nice.
they put me in different like classes and camps and stuff. So yeah, so my parents for sure, both my mom and my dad. And then like some really great teachers. I like was more into music when I was a little kid. So like I loved to sing and stuff. But it wasn't until grade 6 that I had like this really cool, crazy drama teacher named Elizabeth Hawes Baroda. She's still a teacher at my old middle school.
Wow.
She is like the MVP of like that entire school because like she basically teaches English, but she is so adamant on like teaching like a drama course because like drama in the curriculum is not like you don't absolutely need it in the Peel District School Board. You just have to cover like either music, drama, or dance, and like which kind of like blows because all of them have a really good spot in like the educational system. But whatever, that's another point. But like, so she was huge because she got us to do like mini Shakespeare pieces, which was really sweet
That's
and
cool.
cute. And then when I went to
Like Mackers, you mean? You know, she doesn't want to say McMackers in real life.
the Scottish play, do not fucking say this. Don't say the Scottish play.
I don't.
it.
No,
Say it.
I don't know what McMackers. What is that? What?
just say McMackers. It's fine.
McMackers.
For
I
all
would
of
bet.
you. Oh my God! Fuck. Okay. I know. So for the theater people who are listening, you probably are like, Lisa, you can say Mackers and it's like fine as long as it's not in a theater because that's when it like fucking matters. But I'm a very
Oh, Macbeth.
fuck, stop saying it.
That's what you meant.
Just said it.
I hate all of you. Anyway, yes, we.
I'm like, I heard about that bad luck. Yeah.
Do you guys? Okay. Do you know why it's a cursed play?
I've heard in numerous occasions that when that production would go into like production,
Yes. That's correct.
people would get either like injured or some
Yeah.
bad luck would happen.
But do you
It's like
guys
a
know
curse.
why?
No, why?
Okay, so apparently Shakespeare, if you believe that Shakespeare was like one person, whoever wrote the play of the Scottish play, there's like 3 characters called the witches.
Yes.
And they like basically are like the oracles for the play that like curse Macbeth and his wife. Oh fuck, I said it.
What a great play. What a great play.
No, but it's really great. It's so fucking great.
Yeah.
But the problem is Shakespeare or whoever wrote it, they stole actual curses from witches in their like town. And so the witches were like, what the fuck? Like that, like don't steal other people's work. Like he basically plagiarized. And so the witches were like, fuck this. Whoever does this play, whoever says this name, they're going to be cursed. And like, that's the whole reason.
I dig it.
And that was one of the plays that I did in grade 6.
That's intense.
Really?
Yes.
Who did you play?
I just played like some other character because the other play that we did was Romeo and Juliet, and I was Juliet.
Oh.
I fucking owned that.
Ooh.
Yes.
I can picture you, Lady Macbeth.
Oh, I love Lady Macbeth. Oh my god,
she's a strong, independent woman. She just
she's
Strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
she's like a bitch ass boss. Like she knows what she
runs the
wants.
Show. She runs the show.
Yeah.
Right.
My very good friend Yolanda Bennell. Michael knows her.
Yes.
And she's just my just such a sunshine goddess. She is. She
Sunshine Goddess.
yeah, she was in Stratford doing an indigenous version of Macbeth.
Oh, really?
And she didn't read for Lady Macbeth. She read for one of the witches. But like Yolanda is definitely like somebody I can
She's
see.
a really great actor.
Yes, but she's like somebody that I can definitely see playing Lady Macbeth because like
Sure, yeah.
she's so like she has that
intensity.
that independence, that like drive.
I haven't read the play since high school, but from what I remember, like she's like the one character that stood out the most.
Yeah.
Like even more so than Macbeth. And I used to read for Macbeth. Like
Yeah.
in when I used to read, like we used to do like round robin readings,
Mm-hmm.
and people just would read like Lady Macbeth. I'm like, yo, she's salty, yo. She's like
She's salty, but like
She's salty.
she also like knows the differences and like the combinations of her like masculine and feminine side.
Yeah.
And like she knows how to like navigate the world on like those planes, and
Mm-hmm.
she just doesn't fucking care. So like yeah, it's just great. Like I love it. But yeah.
So
I
who
did that
were
in
your other
grade 6.
inspirations?
So like a whole bunch of like high school teachers.
Yep.
Like the 3 main drama teachers at Cawthorne Park Secondary School, which they freaking rock. I love them. Those 3, and then like my like Hollywood idols, I guess, is what you're looking for.
Oh, it could be anything.
Okay. Well, like I mean, I love Meryl Streep.
Mm-hmm.
She's cool. Kate Winslet owns my heart. I love Viola Davis.
Yeah.
ooh, yep.
Oh God. Oh,
Great
and
actors.
Doubt. Okay, everybody, if you haven't seen Doubt, see Doubt. It's with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams and Philip Seymour Hoffman. And Viola Davis only has like a 7-minute
I've never
scene.
seen that, but that's a
It's a
great
solid
cast.
cast.
That's amazing.
They're like, go see it right now. 7-minute scene with Viola Davis. That's her only like role. It's like 7 minutes on screen. It's fucking heartbreaking
It's
and
like
beautiful.
It's like her what's that one with Alec Baldwin? He won an Oscar for it or whatever. It was like a business one. He's like
Oh, Glenn Glary,
yeah,
Glenn
it's like
Ross.
Coffee for Closers. That's basically her own, but much
Yeah.
more dramatic. Yeah.
So, and well, like I don't know, she just handled that scene very well.
Cool.
But yeah, and then like for producers, like I'm a producer in Toronto theater for like independent companies and stuff. But when I went to theater school, I didn't really know what a producer was. I still don't even know what a producer does. I still don't know what a producer does, even though I'm a producer, because producers do everything. Like they really like pick up.
Yeah, I could.
They get things going. They get things started. They like
Yeah.
Leo, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it's separate because like Leo's like in film and Lisa's in
But-
theater.
there's a lot of
Overlap.
Yeah, a lot of overlap. The duties might be different because you're just taking care of different things, but you're still taking care of like a lot.
Yeah.
With film, I've only produced like once, like one short film, and I'm like, oh my god. So
It's a lot.
it depends, right? Because you're, if you imagine the production's like Swiss cheese, you got to make sure that cheese is all filled. It's just a block of cheese.
Yeah.
So I was like producer, but like production designer. I was a crafts person. I was making sure like everything, like who needed what, who needed help with sound or whatever, depending on the crew size, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah,
And like just like the role of the producer changes from project to project.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm like writing contracts for one show so that I know the actors feel like safe and comfortable doing the production, the next show that I do, I'm doing like social media marketing. But
Yeah.
it's like it's always different, and like the job description changes all the time. So like I didn't really know if I was a producer until like this past couple of years. And so like some of my inspirations are like in Toronto theater right now, working for independent companies or even freelance producers. So yeah, like just like my coworkers and my peers in the industry like have really inspired me.
Sweet.
But then like in life, I gotta mention like Oprah Winfrey has inspired me a lot. So I just wanted to add that.
Oprah Winfrey. All right.
Oprah
I
has
haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh my God.
goodness.
I would come home and I would not watch Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything on my
dare you.
TV because
How
I would
dare
be
you.
watching Oprah with my mom at 4:00 every day.
She was a real one.
She was a real one. I
I
love her.
Her show's been, oh my god, it's been how many years? Her show's been off the air,
A
right?
while. I mean, she has her own network.
Yeah, she's just like, time to upgrade, right?
I'm a billionaire. I
Yeah.
can do what I want now.
Yeah, she really made a name for herself. She was awesome.
So what about you, Leo? Do you have any inspirations in life or anything?
Yeah, no, definitely. I know, like my parents, like I kind of had a similar upbringing. In the sense that I didn't know I wanted to do film until like high school, because I always like creating and doing just whatever, just like getting my hands and creating whatever, or whether it's like I used to play with like Legos as a kid and any kind of thing I can build upon. And I was like teaching myself like video editing software when I was 12. But I got to high school. I'm like, oh, you know what I want to do? Like maybe you want to get into law or
Oh
whatever.
God.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of artists are in like law or like have become lawyers. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it's because of like the whole like trying to build cases and like
It's
the
just something.
research.
Yeah,
behind
it's
it,
just
yeah.
something. I don't know. It was something was pulling me in that direction, and then I had a communications technology teacher where I was just like acing the class, and and I told him I want to do law. He's like, "Are you sure? Like you're really like talented at what you're doing here." And then I kind of analyzed it, and I was kind of scared because I was always told, like the arts industry is a difficult industry to get into, and it's like it's a skillful industry, or like it's like there's all these trials and tribulations to deal with, right? Like law was any different. Like law is, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
but like
I'm
it's a more stable job. Like if you have like your like bachelor in law and like you get
Yeah,
you pass the bar
exactly.
and stuff, like you are guaranteed if you work hard enough
Mm-hmm.
to get a spot in like a really good firm.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm like, you know what? I love creating and just doing stuff, and then
Including Lego videos when you were young.
oh my god, yeah. I used to do like all kinds of just different videos like stop motion and stuff like that. So I'm like, wait, I like doing this and I can make money off of doing this. And I mean like not like even like that's like not even the focal point, but it's like, hey, I could make a living just doing stuff, right? So I'm like, yeah, why would I just not go into film? And then he pointed me in the direction of the program I went to at Humber
Who
College.
pointed you in the direction?
My teacher, so Mr. Anthony Parada, really great guy, like words of wisdom. And he's like, I did this program, and he's like, I went to Ryerson afterwards for their film program. So I ended up going afterward. First, I went to York University and wasted time there at
Me and Leo both wasted time there.
at
You didn't waste time. You were just figuring out what you guys really wanted to do.
yeah, but I mean, I could have saved a lot more time if
Yeah,
I just went to Humber
actually,
College first.
I
But
remember actually. Sorry, Leo. I don't
Yeah,
wanna
yeah,
cut you off
yeah,
here, but so we were in our both second year of York University. No, he was in his third year, Leo. I was in my second year. We both had this class, anthropology.
oh my god, yeah.
So we had the class. We skipped it sometimes. Let's be honest. And then we had the tutorial after, right? So I would notice that in our class, we knew he would have the same tutorial, everything, and we would just like be in class, and he would be on his phone, like fucking around, not paying attention. And I'm like I went to him after, and I usually don't like to do this, but I'm like man, like look, like, you're a really smart guy, Leo. Like just like put your head to something, you know what I mean? Like just try and focus on it, because I know you can really do well in whatever you want to do. And he seemed so disengaged in York University, even in his film program. And then that's why I think Humber's program was really good for you, Leo, right?
Oh, Humber was amazing. Really opened up my eyes for, I mean, just doing what I wanted to do. York was like, it was a cinema studies course, so I was learning a lot of the theory, and then with a lot of unnecessary electives on the side. So like the anthropology, all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't like
science, technology, and music.
yeah, like all
You
these
barely
all.
passed that.
Oh my god, like
At least I did.
like I mean, I did fairly well. Because like I just knew like music stuff, but it's like all these things that are not aiding me at all, right? So I'm like, okay, why would I want to do this? And I went to Humber, and it's like every class is something. You're learning how to write, you're learning how to do lighting, you're learning how to do all this stuff. So I'm like, man, I should have just done this from like the get go, right?
But like that's the
And,
thing. Like a lot of people don't think like
yeah.
to get like a bachelor's is like will help you so much more.
Mm-hmm.
But at college, when you, even if it's just getting a diploma or certificate, you're doing practical work, and like that's the same thing with my program at Humber. Like I was so like happy because
you were in the theater program,
I was in
right?
the theater performance program, and it wasn't like we didn't learn about like, oh, so this is how some people do it in Europe, and this is how some people do it in Asia, and this is how like it was not that. We just did it.
Yeah.
Like, and it was so practical, and I learned so much.
And that was
Yeah.
exactly in my program. It's just like, okay, you're gonna learn how to work in film, not learn how to,
And you're like crazy. Both of you, I'm sure, had crazy hours, kind of similar-ish to how the actual real job is, right?
Yeah, my first year it was just designed. Like the first year was designed just to like weed people out, So we had like
I have
8
a problem
classes.
with that, but
With programs that do that.
yeah, because that's the same thing with like theater. Like they bring in like 36 people, and then they like weed them out,
Mm-hmm.
and then by the end you only have like 18 graduating.
That's tiny.
But I just don't like if you're paying to learn, then make the class sizes smaller so that you can like help the students that are there, and then like
Yes.
don't like if you weed people out, you're destroying their dreams. It's not ethically cool, especially if they're like paying you thousands of dollars. I don't think it's cool.
That's true, but it also they have to upstand like keep their like prestige up as a school. Like say if like Humber, just speaking on behalf of just Humber's like film program, right? Because it's pretty recognized within, let's say, the unions and stuff like that, like the film unions in Toronto, right?
Lisa's shaking her head.
Right. So like if you see someone graduating out of Humber, most people like Humber graduates will hire other Humber graduates. It's very much like a streamlined type of like protocol, right? So because Humber's got that name in the industry, they only want to make sure they graduate like the best that they can, or at least whoever can like uphold that value kind of thing. I'm not saying like I'm fantastic, but in Humber's
pull that standard.
pull that standard, right? So
I don't know. Like there's like different. So like for example, like the National Theatre School in Montreal, they only accept like 12 actors for their program. And like they try not to downsize because it's only 12 people or something like that. And I think like that's like, and there's other models like in different like arts programs that do that. And I think that's pretty great because you're looking at like their past experience and their interest. And then you're not like dashing people's dreams. Like you're actually helping them like work towards what they actually want instead of like, the 17-year-old who just got out of high school and doesn't really know what to do. So they're fucking around in some film program. Like I think you need to hold up your prestige, obviously, but I think it's also like you have to have a better selection process at a college.
Well, I don't know what the process was for yours. Like for mine, we had to write this like massive exam to get in. So there was like 500 like people or whatever, and only the top 150 get in. And then afterwards, from there, you're kind of thrown into, all right, you have 8 classes per week, right? And you're pretty much loaded up. And then you had to do this. Your final project of that year is you got to make a film all on your own. So you got to produce, direct all this stuff.
Which I was a part of in your film.
Yeah, Michael started it. It's
such a good debut.
He's a co-star.
I
got Michael. I try to get Michael involved in all the projects I do. And like
he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah,
Aw,
I had him as
thanks.
in my other film I did. He was a waiter. He was a
Yeah, you can see my ass in it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can see.
he's just strutting around. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree to some extent, but I also kind of see what the schools are saying, and they want to uphold that standard, right?
Yeah.
And to know that you're part of that standard, I think it's it's a pat on the shoulder for yourself as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like because it's like
It's
the
like
system.
I made it. And,
Yeah, it's the system that like the school is in, like then like colleges are in. That's what makes it difficult, and it's not about like the individual per se. It's more about like the school's prestige. So I get that. I just wish the system was different, like a lot of other systems in our lives.
Yeah, but
Sure.
no, I agree with I on that perspective. Yeah, I agree, but I mean, like there's some people, I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm kind of glad they didn't graduate.
Oh,
because
honey, I have the same thing. as
So
you.
it's like I don't want to see you in
Say
the
names. Say names.
No.
And it's like I don't want to see you in the industry like at all. Just because I don't want to. Yeah, it's like it's some things are better left behind.
Was there anybody in like the film program, like your teachers, that inspired you?
You know what? They all kind of inspired me in one way or another. My sound prof, I had this guy named Steve Sauvé, and he kind of got me like more interested in like just doing all the sound work and stuff like that. So he was really helpful. Like I have him like. He's like, yeah, just add me on like Facebook or whatever and stuff like that. And I would just like shoot him messages like whatever times of the night, and he just answered, and he just like helped me out with any kind of projects I was doing. And he was always just like helping me, just like willing to like learn if I'm taking initiative and stuff like that. Because I always liked sound, but I was never a sound person. And then he really got me interested. And now I'm like I'm doing this stuff like
you're
like for the
do all
podcast,
sound
like,
editing for the podcast.
like as I'm talking, like I'm manning a mixer right beside me, and like I'm fiddling
DJ.
dials and stuff, and like whatever. It's like not like it's hard to do, but it's
good.
like
it's a skill that you have now.
it's like a year ago, like I just didn't know how to do that, and this guy's just like, here, let me introduce you to this, and now it's something that I could work at. All the teachers have been like really great. I guess you want to know a celebrity, Michael?
Sure, let's do it.
Celebrity, like
Oh no, I'm scared.
why?
Because I don't like your taste in films, and I feel like I know
Oh.
exactly who
we
it's gonna
talked,
be.
we talked about Mother in the last podcast. And
Oh,
we were
you
like,
did?
In my head, I'm like, yeah, Lisa does not like that.
You also, I bet. Okay, no, you go on. I don't want to judge you, even though I am judging
off,
you.
off topic. My other friend that was here at my party this past weekend, she saw my Mother poster and she wanted to rip it off.
Who was it?
It's my friend Amanda.
I didn't
Oh, we
meet Amanda.
also want to have Amanda on. She wants to talk about like Tiff. and
Amanda.
that
I
kind of
told
thing.
her. I told him like you're the second like there's another person that doesn't like Mother and you can shake hands with her. It's
Oh my god,
Mike's
I want to
Mike's
like
girlfriend
literally
Lisa.
like have a coffee with her because I fucking hated that film so much. I had so much hope, and I hated it. I'm sorry, Leo.
Oh, I think
Oh my
she was.
goodness.
She posted on Instagram not too long ago that she saw Black Klansman.
Yeah,
I want to
Klansman.
see that
I
one
wanna-
so
What is
bad.
that?
Black Klansman. It's a
Um,
Spike Lee film. And
yeah.
it's supposed to be like really
So I
good.
think
It's got
where this like Jewish guy goes undercover into a KKK rally, and he has like there's this like black guy, another black cop, kind of like instructing him how to. I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's cool.
Adam
it's
Driver's in it.
And the son of
Ooh, Adam Driver.
the son
Really?
I love Adam Driver.
Really?
Yeah.
Him in his square ass body, SpongeBob
Oh my
SquarePants
god, I think
ass.
he's
like,
so interesting.
He's
he,
insane.
yeah,
She's
he's
great.
he's
Yeah.
cool. He used to be a U.S. Marine.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, and
It has that intensity.
Topher Grace is in it. The son of Denzel Washington's in it too.
I don't know the son.
For, I only
The
only
fact-
learned it like yesterday.
yeah,
to
the
be
You
honest.
should learn the name, Michael.
the fact that
John
you,
David Washington, I think it is.
the fact that you know him as
The son.
Denzel,
Yeah.
Denzel Washington's son, Topher Grace. Oh my
So,
goodness.
who are like directors that you were inspired by, Leo?
Oh no.
Why? Sergio Leone is a big one.
Sorry, who?
Sergio Leone,
Oh.
director of Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
That's
so
a good
like
movie.
a really good movie. All those three films, like Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more. I like Tarantino too.
Yeah. Okay.
Nolan.
Oh my god, Nolan.
Yeah.
You're the one person
Nolan's
I know,
great.
Lisa. Do you know Leo?
Yeah,
Lisa doesn't
I-
like that Dark Knight trilogy.
I hate the Dark Knight trilogy.
Uh,
I think we talked about this though.
I don't hate the Dark Knight. I like it a lot.
Ugh.
I think it's probably one of the best like superhero films made.
Okay, this
Yeah,
is a different topic.
yeah,
But like
altogether,
I
yeah,
disagree.
yeah.
But like,
like Dark Knight Rises just wasn't a good like superhero film, but fundamentally it was a pretty solid film. But Dark Knight is a little people jack off the Dark Knight a little bit, too
you
much.
keep it in their pants.
Yeah, but it's a really good it's a really good movie.
That's your opinion.
But yeah, so those are like my directing influence. But main influence is like I 2 days in a row I'm gonna mention him, James from Metallica, James Hetfield.
Oh,
I
James
think-
Hetfield.
Yeah, he's such a cool dude. Like the way
yeah.
he kind of like lives his life. He's very like
interesting.
interesting. He's just very like down to earth. You know, he tries to keep everything like organic. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I feel like it's just a good vibe and just like the stuff he does. Like he donates to charity. You know, and stuff like that. You know, and he's just always trying to interact with like fans and stuff like that.
And his music. Does he write
Music-
the lyrics too?
He writes the lyrics. He writes the music.
I love his lyrics. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so great.
And he just speaks from a place, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, and I want to get to that point and just you know tell stories, you know, at least be more comfortable telling stories from at least that perspective, you know.
Oh,
And
I
I
love
appreciate
that.
people that you know that can dig deep and tell stories, because mostly like when I telling stories, I'm like I go to a place from the head and just like, oh, imagine this scenario and try to build off of that instead of speaking from here, because
You mean your heart?
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like speaking. I don't prefer speaking from the heart because I want to think of like something original and think of like something that's crazy.
Yeah, but your heart is original, Leo.
It is, but I'm like I don't want to share that with people.
Oh my god.
I'm just like
Aw.
that's for me.
But that's what that's what artists do.
Yeah, you know, for music I do that.
Yeah.
For when if I'm composing like songs and stuff like that, I
Because
definitely.
there's layers of poetry and stuff.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, and I reveal a little bit more about myself through my music, and as I play guitar, and you know, I'm trying to teach myself how to sing, and so I write my own lyrics, and
Yeah.
it comes out that way. But yeah, with film,
different.
It's different. It's more so like, oh, let's make a world that's like totally wild and whatever. Yeah,
Cool.
something that you probably won't like, Lisa.
Oh my god, no. Well, when you came to my theater show, Follow
Yeah.
Me. Like
I loved it.
what you were talking about, and like I feel like we do like the same things, like artistically and like narratives and all that stuff.
So
Yeah.
what was Follow Me about for the audience? That
Oh my
don't know?
god.
Just try and keep it like brief. Like
Okay,
what's-
brief. Yeah, so it was a physically devised show. So there's like, it was created without a script, and there's 4 actors and a director, a stage manager, and a designer, and we just created it out of nothing, except for the inspiration of the question, what's natural? And then from there, we just were passionate about like power dynamics, like what's natural about that, the self-consciousness and like shame, what's natural about that, communication, what's natural about that, and essentially it was like a non-linear story that was very abstract, and I guess like it was just an abstract show, but people who came to see it, they took what was like prominent to them. So like when Michael's brother came to see it, he picked out stuff that we like talked about in rehearsal, but we didn't really focus on in the show.
Sure.
But like Franco totally got it. Like he got that bit, and like when you were talking about stuff, I was like, oh my god, yes! Like the whole like the container that we were building it in, like Leo got it, and like I think like that's the type of theater that I really like and I really grasp onto, which is like physical theater that's non-linear and is not Western traditionally. So
Sure.
that's what Follow Me was about.
More experimental and.
I don't like the word experimental,
no.
but like essentially it's that.
It's,
yeah. It is. It's like it's more like let's see what happens, and like hopefully somebody will like it. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like experimental.
Yeah.
I just
You don't like the term experimental.
I don't
You
know.
like abstract. Like
abstract.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I need to dig more into like my theater practice to like figure out like the language I like to use.
Yeah.
Because like experimental and abstract are not necessarily like what it is. Although like on the surface level, to like people who haven't seen something like that before, it definitely is like those. But like I think as like a person who's practicing it, it's a little bit different. But yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So I
It's
feel like you and I have
like there's that. Yeah, we have some similarities in terms
yeah.
of what we like.
Except
It's just
I don't like Mother.
there's a visible line. It's
There's
just
a visible line, and it's I don't like,
Mother.
Mother.
Fair.
What about you, Michael? Do you have any inspirations?
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess we're gonna go around the table, say the same thing. Mother and father, same thing.
Yes. I thought you were gonna say the Mother movie, and I was like, Michael.
No. My brother Franco is 9 years older than me, so he's a good like inspiration for me, like good role model for me. He's gone through kind of like similar but different, gone through some things, so it's been just good to just kind of go sometimes through it together. Now I'm gonna kind of start off where you guys kind of ended off, but Michael J. Fox was a big inspiration for me for a few reasons.
Meeting him soon.
I am meeting him soon. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. So Back to the Future.
you're gonna cry, aren't you?
I definitely will
Oh my
cry.
god, I can't wait to see all the pictures.
I definitely will cry. I will try not to cry talking to him, but so like Back to the Future was a great movie. As we speak, I have like a flex capacitor on my wrist. It's a watch. Leo gave it to me actually.
You're welcome.
Few years-
Yeah,
What
yeah.
a good friend.
I think I just showed up at his house. I'm like, look what I got you. It's just like
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
You know,
oh my god.
every time I get that, every time people see it, the first question I get is, does that thing tell time? And I'm like, it's not much of a time machine device if it doesn't tell time.
It's true. I mean, yeah, I asked you that, and then you were like, "Yeah, look," and you showed me how.
it's really
yeah.
awkward how it tells time, but it's
Yeah.
still it's kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it's
does.
I wouldn't. It's the only way it could work, right?
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
It's kind of funky and just.
But it
like,
works.
yeah,
I
it's
like it.
cool.
It works, yeah.
You like it, that's
I'll
all
take
that
a picture
matters.
of it. I'll take a picture of it, post it on Instagram, but just so people can see. But yeah, no, I think Michael J. Fox has been pretty cool. I really liked how he acted in Back to the Future, kind of like a smaller guy who's really tough. Really, he didn't like when people call him chicken, which people call him chicken all the time. No, they don't call him chicken all the time.
Well,
I was
you don't
gonna
like
say.
scary movies, so you are a chicken.
Get out.
Oh, oh my god! I have a story afterwards when me and Mike watched like. I think we watched only two. I can picture two scary movies we watched together.
Yeah.
One of them was like
Two of them.
Cloverfield,
was
right?
One was Cloverfield Lane.
Cloverfield's not even that scary.
I know, but
What
to,
the fuck?
to Mike,
It wasn't scary, but I was just worried something was gonna pop up.
Michael takes off his hat, puts it over his head.
Aw.
And I'm like, bro.
What was the other film?
Oh God.
I don't remember the other film.
I remember it was one with these people got stuck on an ice lift.
Frozen or whatever.
It's called
This was
Frozen.
called Frozen.
It was before.
Frozen with Elsa? Like, I'm
No.
confused.
No, it's like the other side of Frozen. It's like these guys got these people got stuck up on a ski lift over like a weekend, and then because the ski lift turned off or whatever, and they're just stuck up there in the frigid temperature, and they're trying to escape.
get down. Yeah.
That's not scary. That's more like,
No, but
are
there's
they
like
going to survive?
There's some like body horror and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like
some
Like
wolves.
hypothermia?
hypothermia,
That too, yeah.
and then there's like wolves that are at the bottom.
Yeah, it's actually
like-
This does not sound that scary.
Yeah,
It's not- it wasn't
one
that
guy-
scary,
It's
but
not
it was
scary.
more-
Like
but it was
Michael
more
was
like-
shook. It was this
shook.
guy.
Just a little bit.
This guy jumps down to the ground. I remember this one scene. This guy jumps down to the ground, like a 30. I don't know how many, like 20-foot drop, and he breaks both of his legs.
And you
I'm
see like the bone coming
see
out
the
of
bone sticking out of his
Okay,
legs.
that's bad.
And I'm just like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are you? I'm like, what are you doing? And then the wolves come in, like, yo, what's up? And then, sup, my dude. And then afterwards,
They
like,
eat his ass.
they pretty much just grab him by the booty, and they're like, "Rah."
Okay, like, yeah, I guess that's a little scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like demons and shit. So I like when I started dating Michael, I was like, oh, we're gonna watch all these like scary movies together. It's gonna be great. He's like, nah, like I can't do it. And I was like,
Like-
what
on
the fuck?
on the first date, Leo, she mentioned demons, how much he loves demons,
okay,
and
I
I was
love
legit, it was like a
demons.
red flag. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
should I leave?
Okay, I need to
now?
explain this story quickly,
Yeah.
okay? Because
Redeem yourself, Lisa, because right now I'm getting really worried about that.
the whole like
Hex-
time.
Yeah, hex curse or something. I don't know.
Okay, look. So we went out for like brunch, coffee for our first date, and we.
Which I referenced in the first episode, how it's a great first
It was
date.
so nice because if I didn't like him, I could have just been like, okay, I'm good with my coffee.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm doing a coffee date this Thursday. Actually,
There you go. High
Yeah.
five.
Excellent.
Hey.
And you'll know if she's interested if she like sticks around and gets like another coffee or a little
Or
pastry.
like a food.
yeah.
How much? Oh my god, that's a lot of coffee. I'm gonna get like we're going to Starbucks, so I'm getting like a venti.
They have fucking food at Starbucks.
Oh yeah, they have like those
We
like
used to work there.
egg
We don't want to
McMuffins.
talk about
It's alright.
that.
Yeah, like the egg McMuffin things and stuff like that.
Well, they're not egg McMuffins because
They're
that's
like-
McDonald's, but
okay,
breakfast
yeah,
But they have
sandwiches, yes.
sandwiches,
Egg McMuffins.
Same difference.
Same difference.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah, here's
so-
going on.
Okay, so Michael asked me about like my favorite movies, and I had mentioned I really like The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, God.
And I really liked it because like it's a really good like classic horror film where like there's a lot of pop scares and like it's in like Victorian era and like it's just really like dark and gothic. I love it.
No.
And in the movie, I'm sorry if this is like a spoiler, but the demon that like is possessing the house that he has to like go and I think like he's a lawyer, so he's like just like consolidating the estate. The demon that's in the house basically like okay, again, spoiler, so don't get offended if I'm ruining this for anybody, but the demon kills Daniel Radcliffe and his son so that they could be with like the wife because the wife died like an accidental death or something, and so like the Daniel Radcliffe and his son were like, oh, like we miss her and like this is hard, like life is so hard, but the demon literally was like, look, I can help you. I can give you like a life together in the afterlife. So I was like on the demon side because I was like, you know what? She was like trying. She was being a good friend. And so I started talking about this to Michael and I was like, you know what? Sometimes demons are just misunderstood. They're sometimes like anti.
No.
Is this the first date?
Yeah, this was the first date.
Holy shit! What an opener.
No,
know.
this was like an hour in. It was like going really well. And then I said this and I was like, fuck, he must think I'm crazy. But no, like I love to
Still
see
kind of do.
whatever. You still love me. It's great. No, but like, yeah, so I really like demons and stuff. So like when Michael was like, nah, I can't do this, I was like, so every time there's like a good horror movie coming out, like Hereditary, we didn't see that together.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta
I have
watch that.
opinions.
I gotta watch that.
How about you guys let me talk about my inspirations?
Sorry.
You guys talk about
Sorry,
it for, like,
sorry.
15 minutes each.
I'm sorry, you're not chicken. I just want to like preface that like he's not a chicken because he doesn't watch scary movies.
All right. So Michael J. Fox really liked him because not only for Back to the Future, but he has Parkinson's disease, and I learned about that when I think about like 2002, but I think he got it in 1999 or something like that, or he came out with it. So I referenced this before. I have a disease, or I had a disease when I turned 12. So to see my hero kind of handle his disease really well, and it really inspired me to, I don't know, just to keep going on. And his first book was called Lucky Man.
Did you read it?
I did not read it. I'm planning on reading it. I read a little bit of a second book, but I have to read more. But I just thought he's a really inspiring person. So I like that kind of concept also too. Just when you go a lot to sick kids, you see a lot of sick kids. I went to a couple of IBD, inflammatory bowel disease meetings. Those kids are pretty good. Also some ostomy meetings, which I met a lot of really inspiring people, which I thought, it was just I was just 16 when I got it. So just to meet people who had it and could look up to them, and they were fine. They were more than fine with it. They really liked it. So, but you also carve your own path. I think we look up to heroes, I think, because maybe we also want to be them too. We see something in them that we want to be. And I also like Darcy Tucker. He was a Leaf player, fighter, kind of just, Leo shaking his head, what I'm talking about.
Ultimate, what a badass. I love
badass.
that era.
Scored goals, fought people, always stick up for teammates.
Lisa's just shaking her head
I'm nodding. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, but I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and I think I like that kind of thing. I like just different kind of heroes, just kind of inspiring me for just living life on a day-to-day basis. All right, so guys, we're gonna switch over to the second topic now.
Okay, who's choosing?
Leo, let's go.
Oh God, I'm so scared. Oh God.
Why? It's completely random. Here,
I get just.
I feel like this is probably at least the one I can.
You
let's see.
feel it? Oh God.
It's folded neatly.
Yeah,
might
that's
be
mine.
Lisa.
I was right.
What?
Do you believe in your horoscopes? Or do you believe in
God.
horoscopes? Yeah.
Yeah, do you, Leo?
Well, considering I am also a Leo.
Which is so fun. Like, your name is Leo.
Yes.
De Leo?
Yes.
Like, that's literally your name?
Yes.
And you're a fucking Leo. Like, that's wild to me.
know.
I was doing my research last night, like, on, like, this topic.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is like, he's a triple Leo. No.
Yeah. Just the purest form. I mean, I used to be like super huge into horoscopes,
Really?
and yeah, like
Why?
I don't know. I had this phase in high school where I would just like, okay, it's gonna sound really, 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 really stupid. I used to like this girl like a lot, right? And I was like, oh man, I need to check my horoscopes, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is now the time to like ask her out or some shit. And I'm just like. And it's so like, the fucking sun is in like retrograde. Like, now's your
The
chance.
sun is not in retrograde ever, but okay.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Whatever the astrology is, and it's like, now's your chance to like take like opportunities and this and that. And then afterwards, I was too chicken. I didn't do it. And then afterwards, it's like next day would be like, it's like whatever. And then the next time would be like, all right, like now's your time to like take opportunities. I'm like, okay, time to do it. And then I failed, and I'm like, okay, fuck horoscopes.
You know what? Now, Leo,
What?
the sun has risen on you, and now you've become dun, 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 a fuckboy.
Fuck off.
What about you, Michael? Do you believe in horoscopes?
Can I word it more strongly than fuck no?
I mean, you can try.
You know what? Okay, go, Michael. Continue.
I really don't, to be honest.
But, like, back it up. Like, why don't you believe in it?
Because it's just somebody making up shit in a paper saying, "Oh, you know what? Maybe your life's gonna be great. Today's gonna be a good day. Seize everything." I'm like, my God, you can literally like recycle everything right now. I also don't believe in saying like, "Oh, you're a Libra, so that means you're a very communicative person," or "You're a Sagittarius."
Well, actually, Libras are all about balance.
It's true. I'm a
Bounce
Libra,
suck my anyway.
Libras are all about having the balance. They want to make sure they don't stir the pot.
but I'm also very indecisive. So
I also disagree with that because, first of all, that's not taking into place nurture. the whole nurture part of it. You're talking about nature. Oh, you're born on this date. What about how you were raised? If your parents were dicks, how are you gonna try and create balance? Or if your parents are very nice people, trying to like just really care for you, how is your horoscope gonna predict what kind of person you are? I really vehemently disagree with it. Now, in all fairness, I know Lisa's gonna be like, well, I did research and this says this, and I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe there's some, I'm sure, backing. I'm sure, but
You don't believe in it.
you mentioned you mentioned Titanic earlier.
Yeah.
As in with Kate Winslet.
Yeah, I love Kate
I
Winslet.
believe in making your own fate. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Free will. Everyone has free will.
Yes. I don't believe in fucking horoscopes telling me what I'm gonna
says-
do.
No. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Let me lay it down for you.
Okay, I'm just
Okay.
gonna keep in mind. I should just separate you two from like being erratic. Or you're like pointing at her.
I know.
I know. I'm like, don't
I'm
worry.
like, how
Michael
this is
is the
getting
most
very aggressive.
He's such a soft, loyal person. He's not like this. He's not like this usually. He just is very also passionate.
About how I
Gotcha.
hate horoscopes.
Yes. Okay, so I believe in horoscopes, but not horoscopes that you can read like online, like your daily horoscope or your month. Like that is bullshit. Like that's stupid.
Okay.
I agree with all of you. Like
Great.
that's stupid because that doesn't make any sense because there's not like 12 different personalities and not everyone fits in those 12 personalities. Because sometimes you'll read a horoscope, like your horoscope, and be like, I don't really agree with like being a Sagittarius. Like maybe one thing makes sense to me.
Sure.
But I actually like agree with stuff that is said in the Gemini horoscope, right? It's because I'm going to break it down. You're going to be mind blown.
I'm sure I
So
won't be.
like astrology is like this like pseudoscience. Like people like don't believe like it actually has any effect on our lives.
Okay.
But it kind of does because when you're born, the sky and like all the planets are in like certain spaces, right? So like each planet has a specific like theme that like it represents. So like Venus is like the planet of love, right? And so like if it's in a certain sign, right? It like it will change like that person's personality or perception on like love. And like it doesn't mean that like they can't change or anything, but like it's like their natural instinct to like approach love in that way is like it's kind of like set with like when they were born, right? And so so like you're a Sagittarius, Michael,
Yes.
right? And I did some research.
Okay.
And like you have your moon is in Sagittarius. So you actually are very like kind of like a real Sagittarius because your moon is also like your emotion.
Okay.
And so like it's like your innermost self. Your sun sign, which is also Sagittarius, is just like some things you're going to agree with as like all Sagittarius is. And so Leo, he's actually like one of the furthest things away from being a Leo. He his sun sign is a Leo.
What's some of his personality traits in a Leo?
Well, like his moon is in Cancer. And like this is super interesting because like you were talking about like making stories from like your heart is a little weird and stuff. Like
Yeah.
like Cancers are ruled by the moon. Like that's their like planet thing. Their like thing. And so like it's when you said that I was like, oh my god, like that's his like Cancer moon because like it changes constantly and like you feel a little bit like hesitant and timid. So like it's like I don't know, like sometimes like planets and like things might like help you understand your own personality.
Can that just be me? Because I'm not comfortable like opening up my
Yeah,
emotions to people.
yeah.
That's just
But like your birth chart is like a snowflake, just like you are a snowflake. So it's very
snowflake.
like yeah, and like it has nothing to do with fate or free will or destiny or anything like that. It just has to do with like understanding more of like your person and like for people to be like so afraid of like astrology and be like, oh, like what the fuck is that shit? Like I don't know. I say like give it a chance. Like dig around a little bit because it might help you understand your personality. Like it helps me understand my personality.
Well, if we're on this topic, I mean, you've probably heard of the Carl Jung personality type.
Yeah.
See,
The archetypes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I dig those more than
Yeah.
astrology.
But like they go hand in hand with astrology. Cuz like each of the Carl Jung archetypes,
Yeah.
they like fit into like the zodiac signs. So
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they
Oh, I
do.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So cuz I haven't done so much research, but it's the same thing. Like so archetypes and numerology and astrology, like all these like pseudoscience type things, they play hand in hand. And so I think like it's not like a science where like it's based in math and stuff like that, but it is something that like helps people understand like relationships, and like not romantic relationships per se, but like just interpersonal relationships and like your relationship with yourself.
Sure.
Y'all are looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I'm just trying to make sense of it all. I mean, like that was a very interesting perspective. Like I didn't like the whole like moon and Cancer and,
Yeah,
and
like-
stuff like
and
and
the-
stuff like that. Like you know what I mean? Like yeah. Instead of just being, oh, you're born between this like day and this day, so
Yeah.
you're this sign, but it's like actually you have to deal with, oh yeah, your sign is this, but your moon is that.
And like all the other planets, like you as like Leo, you have
Like
the whole
Leo-
zodiac in you. But it's like it's
have the
you have we all have the power. But like
Like-
it's dependent on like which planet is the ruler of what in which like zodiac sign. Like it's so fucking unique and so strange.
I'm trying to break it down for me one more
Oh,
time. Okay, so my sign, Leo,
Yeah.
with me, Leo.
Yeah.
Delio.
Leo. So how does that? I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, so I was born in August.
Yes. August 5th.
August 5th.
Yeah.
So my moon
Yeah.
is in
it's in
Cancer, and Cancer dictates.
A lot of like emotions.
Okay.
And like stuff with the heart.
Okay. How?
Okay, well, I'm not an astrologer.
But like,
Or an
how
expert.
did you know?
So okay, so like there's people that I could follow like on YouTube and stuff, and they're trained astrologers and like they've studied and stuff. So like those are like my reference points and my
okay.
resources. I don't know like the history of like some guy looked up in the sky and was like, okay, cool, that's like a Virgo, and this is all the personality traits. Like I don't know. Well, I mean, they're all come from like Greek mythology and stuff.
Sure. No. I'm just saying.
But like yeah, like I don't know like the exact like history on that, but like I think I don't know, like I think it's just like interesting to like play around with and see like just like, you know, we play games as kids. Like I think like the zodiac and the horoscope and just astrology in itself, I think it's really cool. Like it's the cosmos.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might have a huge effect on you. Like I'm a Libra, as
Yes.
Michael knows. But my like moon and all my other planets are in Scorpio, which is why I love demons, and like I'm like very passionate about like the arts and stuff. Like there's a lot of things that I like feel more closely to Scorpio, and like I've always like maybe it's just because like my dad's a Scorpio. No, it's like yeah, maybe that because he raised me and stuff. But like maybe it's because like all my other planets were in Scorpio as well. I don't know. Like it's
Yeah.
just interesting to like research and stuff and be like, oh, like maybe this actually does play a part in my life. I don't know.
Yeah, Michael's like,
Michael's like he's such like he doesn't
I'm-
believe.
I'm kind of like in the middle between you two. Only reason why is because I was looking up like years ago, like sometimes like the compatibility and stuff like that.
Sure.
And like which signs like work.
Michael and I are very compatible.
It's like, same
I
with
beg to differ.
Fuck you.
and same with like Michael and I, like Sagittarius and Leo.
You
go
guys
really
go
well.
together
really?
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also like your
Huh.
moons go together really well. So like you guys are like really like brother like, which makes
Yeah.
so much
Straight.
like when I was like reading this, I was like, fuck, like they do go so well as friends.
Yeah.
Like it like
That's-
yeah. It's,
That's why I make like that's
Yeah.
why it. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, right?
yeah.
Because I think there's also like Leo's like a fire sign and
Yeah.
Mike's like I don't know, like air or some
I
shit.
you're
Like-
also a fire sign.
Oh, awesome! That's
Yeah.
like
right.
I
fire.
think yeah, because I'm
Fire.
because I'm air, and air and fire signs go well together because like air helps fire
Air,
like
yeah.
ignite, right? I don't know, like it's interesting,
I know
but
what you mean. though.
but like I was talking to some woman the other day, and she was like, even like with all of these like pseudosciences that like talk about like astrology and shit, like we all can get along and we all can like be friends and fall in love with each other and like that, but it depends on like how well we are like in tune with like how we are as a person. Like if I'm like an airhead and I just am like an
Sure.
asshole, but I'm not aware of that, I'm not gonna get along with some people. But like if I know like that's like my natural like habits to do that, then I can get along with people and like be interpersonal with others. I think
Sure.
it's like it doesn't dictate your life. You just need to be like aware of your personality traits. And that's why I'm like zodiacs and archetypes and all this shit like it might help.
I'm more of, yeah, like I said, like I'm more of like the Carl Jung type, like ENT, like because mine's like ENTP.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I don't know what mine
I
is.
forgot mine is.
So I did mine a couple of times. So I either land as ENTP or ESTP,
Yeah.
and then basically it's either between like E or I. So the first letter is either E or I, which is like extroverted or introverted.
Yeah.
N is God.
You know, I'll look it up in the meantime.
Yeah, look it
so
up.
keep going.
Yeah, so there's like introvert. I think there's S is sensing, and then N is intuition,
Yeah.
and then T is thinking, and then
Judgment.
F is so I'm going like so the third letter would be either T or
Isn't it J?
I
don't
T. Yeah, T. Yeah,
So extroverted,
Yeah.
introverted.
That's the first one.
Intuition.
intuition.
Thinking.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go. Oh my god, this is really great radio. Introverted, thinking, feeling. Yeah, like tuition, sensing, that kind of thing.
Sensing, and then perception, and then
Perception,
the last one's P, right?
Right,
P or
yeah.
J. So perception or judgment.
Yeah.
So it goes, extroverted, introverted,
Thinking or sensing?
thinking or sensing.
yeah.
No, sorry, sensing or intuition.
Oh, okay.
And then thinking
Or feeling?
or feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking or feeling, and then perception or judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like I'm not like an astrologer or like super expert into horoscopes, but I'm wondering if like these archetypes of like this test, if it would relate to someone's like horoscope. I'm sure like if
I'm sure it will, depending on what you're saying.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like I think there's like correlation for sure, and yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I dig
think
that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Lisa. You know, I was kind of really against it at the beginning of the
I'm going to show
podcast.
you your birth charts, and I'm going to like do more like analysis on it because I'm like super interested and nerdy about
Okay.
this. And I'm going to give you like a reading of like your birth chart, and you're going to be like, fuck, how does Lisa know this? Especially for you, Leo, because I don't know you that well.
Okay.
And you're going to be like, fuck this shit. Like, and you're going to be surprised. I'm going to change your lives.
All right. Well, you know what? The only zodiac that I believe in is the one, the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, which I do look like.
The No,
Jake-
you don't.
I look like Jake Gyllenhaal, Leo. So
Okay.
is that not true?
Did you see the photo of the guy that yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
I
there's
can't
this-
remember his name.
his
but-
name
Brian
is-
Greenberg.
Yes, Brian Greenberg. My mother found this
My
guy.
mother.
She was watching Prime on the W Network, which is a Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman movie. And she's like, Lisa, come in here right now. Your boyfriend's on TV. And I was like, what? And it's not. It was just this guy in this movie with Meryl Streep. And he looks exactly the same as Michael.
Yeah, he had very, very similar features.
Like-
Jake Gyllenhaal,
You don't. You look
I-
more like Maggie Gyllenhaal, Michael.
I think.
like,
Fuck you, Lisa.
Jesus, man.
you.
Michael drops at least one F-bomb on a person. The last 5 episodes have been me. And then it's like, fuck you, Lisa. Fuck you, Leo.
it's just because we're attacking him. I'm sorry.
I know what you mean with the Jake Gyllenhaal. You know
No,
what?
I don't.
Oh,
He's
no.
just brunette.
No. The only part I can see, is from the cheekbones up to his eyebrows.
No, not at all. Oh my god,
yes.
he just did like this Brian Greenberg face. Like
Just look him up if you guys are at home.
Just Brian
Brian Greenberg.
Greenberg. He like not
You
with
can
a
follow
beard.
us on Instagram.
Yeah, but like this is a podcast with audio. They don't know what your face looks like.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
on
that's what I'm saying.
Instagram.
Go on
Go on-
Hat Trick Podcast
And
Instagram.
look up
and
Mike's face.
or
Yeah.
mic'd up 94. It's now public.
Oh, that's how
Profile?
you say your Instagram name. Mike
Yeah.
Dup? Oh,
Mike Dup.
What did you think it was before?
Mike D up.
Mike Dio.
Are you serious?
Why does
Yeah.
it matter?
Mike D up. Like
It's mic'd up. Okay.
Mic'd
All
up.
right, guys. You guys disappoint me. I'm gonna go on to the third topic
Okay,
now.
great. Okay. Oh no, I'm scared. Oh god, I'm scared again.
I'm
Ah!
saying Mike
Okay.
Mike
She's
D up.
mine.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I think this might be Lisa's. Excuse me.
Yes.
Is it folded neatly?
What
Oh my God.
What does it say?
Who was your first crush? What would you do today if you saw them today? Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that.
It, yeah.
Who was your first crush? What would you do if you saw them today? Okay, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
I want
man.
names.
You want names?
Because I want these people to find us.
Okay.
Oh my.
So I
how
remember-
far back are we going?
Like your first crush.
Holy
First
shit.
crush.
Like first,
Alright.
like little kid, when you were a little kid and you saw and you were like, oh my God, they're so cool. I want them to be my husband or wife.
Okay. All right. Well, my first crush was I was in kindergarten. That's when I realized that I like girls, but I didn't want to admit it. Because you know when you're
Yeah.
a little kid, you're like, I don't like girls. They're icky.
Yeah, they had
But I-
What are you
cooties.
talking about?
They had
Really?
cooties.
They had
Yeah, the
cooties.
first STDs.
I never believed in cooties.
I believed in cooties, kind of.
Oh man. Okay.
Anyway, so this girl's name was Stephanie. I forgot her last name, so she can't look me up after.
Fuck.
So this girl Stephanie was pretty cute at the time, and I would.
I mean, I hope so.
I hope
Yes.
you don't like dream
Oh.
about this little kid now.
No.
Imagine just.
That's
No.
gross.
I don't know if you remember this girl Stephanie in her class.
Kindergarten?
Yeah.
The fuck? No. I don't remember last week.
Leo's brain cells don't go that far back.
I know. It's like delete histories.
There's
Mine-
other things he needs to store in there.
Mine barely do too. Anyway, so this girl Stephanie, she's pretty cool. Didn't really talk with her too much because I was nervous. I was shy. Lisa,
Aw.
I was super shy.
You are shy. Sometimes.
I'm a confident motherfucker, Lisa.
I
okay?
mean, you have a shy side.
no, I fucking don't.
Why do you keep swearing at me?
Okay, so
Just keep going.
So, Stephanie, if I saw her today, I don't know. I don't know. I probably wouldn't even say hi, to be honest. But to be honest, I don't even know what she would look like because it's like a long time ago, man. I think
Yeah.
our school
Yeah.
closed down. Our first school closed down in grade 2. So what were we? 7, 6.
yeah, somewhere around that.
So that's. Oh my god, that's. Oh my god, that's.
What do you mean, man? Do the math.
That's 22. Sorry, 18 years
Yeah.
later, pretty much.
No.
Mo-
wait,
bruh,
what the
no.
How old are you? If you were 7,
I am. What is my math is really bad. I can't do math right now.
I can't even do it either. You would probably be. It was like less
It
than
was
10
like
years.
it's like
I don't know.
I was
5.
16 years ago.
Yeah.
I was close.
Is it? Yeah.
16 years. All right, so 16 years.
Get the fingers out. Gotta count.
Dude. Okay, 16 years ago. I
Already.
don't even know what she looks like.
Closer to 18. Yeah, you're
Fine. I would because we're talking about it on the podcast. It'd be like, hey, my girlfriend now asked, "Who's your first crush?" And I said on the podcast. So listen, and then I'll try and boost our viewers for you, Leo, our audience that way
Okay, so
Oh my God.
Stephanie, if you are listening somehow,
somehow.
follow us.
Follow us.
Follow us on
Yo.
Patrick.
All right.
Follow these guys.
All right, Leo. Who was your first crush?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Or like maybe standout crush.
Standout crush? Okay, that's a little bit different.
What's that? What's that?
Michael.
What?
Standout crush.
Standout crush. No, I'm gonna go first. Like
Okay.
first crush.
Okay.
It was this chick in grade 1 or 2. It was
Okay.
one or 2.
What was
I
her
don't.
name?
Jessica.
Oh, think
I have
know
a- I have a-
Jessica.
I have a soft spot for Jessica's.
What did she look like?
She had. It was either blonde hair or brunette. I don't know. Or like, it's either brown hair or blonde hair. I can't really remember, but I just remember I like this chick, and I just like had like a sudden urgency of just having balls one day, and I just went up to her just before she had to like catch the bus or something. It was like one of the most vivid memories in my head. And I'm like, hey Jessica, and she's like, oh hey, how's it going? Right? Like, what's up? And I'm like, oh, I just want to know like, would you want to be my girlfriend? And then I asked her, and I just like fucking straight up like, yeah.
Did she say yes?
No, she looked at me and she just walked away.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, I was so fucking crushed.
That's so
Oh my
heartbreaking.
God. You know what the more heartbreaking thing about it is?
What?
So I think grade 2 we had a school dance, and it was like pretty.
Grade
It's
2?
awkward, something like that. I don't really
They did-
exactly remember.
They
What?
did dances.
In grade 2?
whatever,
They don't do
whatever.
dance.
We did, maybe it was grade 5 anyway. So I'm pretty sure the same Jessica. So we're having a dance. It's more of like a fast song. It's my first dance with a girl,
The same Jessica?
and I danced with your Jessica.
Actually,
Leo.
you fucking slut.
I danced with her good. Okay. I danced with her.
Did you date Jessica?
No. I just like
You
a
just
one
danced.
dance, and it was like a fast
That
paced
was
song.
That was the beginning of my long wind of rejections, and then afterwards, no, it was fine. It was a little bit heartbreaking as a kid. I was just like, oh, I was so shook. I'm like, okay, I got this far. I asked.
Oh,
And,
this explains so much why you're
That's
a
why you
fuckboy
don't-
now.
that's why you don't ask girls out in person now.
Because
What?
you're afraid of rejection.
Shut the fuck up. I do it in person. I had one traumatizing experience as a kid. PTSD.
It makes so much sense now.
I remember coming home, my dad, I'm like, Dad, I did this. I asked the girl, she said no. And he's like, yeah, that's okay, bud. And then afterwards, and then I think I just played Pokemon for the rest of the night and just gotta console my fucking level 100 Charizard or some shit. Yeah.
Man.
Oh,
Poor guy. What would you do if you saw her today?
Yeah.
well, same thing. I have no idea what she looks like. Not to be like, I don't know.
You say hi at least.
If I recognize her, I mean, I don't know. Like, how do you? I have no idea how to jumpstart
There
that
would be
conversation.
there would be like a name tag on top of her. on her head.
like okay, like what's the scenario? Like
Make up the scenario. Just
like
just
I'm
meet
seeing
somebody.
seeing her
Like
in
in
a
a
mall
mall.
or
Yeah,
in a mall. And just be like, hey, like, do you remember me? Like, I don't know. I think I probably wouldn't say anything. It's so long ago. I think it would just be so awkward.
It probably would be
I
awkward.
think it would
not
just be
gonna
so
lie.
awkward. Like, I
And
feel,
also, Michael danced with your girl.
oh, man.
How rude.
I
Betrayed.
this is new information. This is, I feel so broken inside
So this is gonna be the
again.
last episode of Hat Trick Podcast.
Grade,
Because
Oh
grade
no, I'm
two-
so sorry. I broke up
grade
this
one,
friendship.
grade 1 or 2, Leo is like heartbroken inside. Somewhere deep in there, it's like some PTSD memories are like emerging.
Wow.
Oh my god, I
rough.
can't believe that.
So rude, Michael.
Yeah, no, but if I saw her today, I probably wouldn't say anything. I mean, who knows? Like, granted, I mean, like, we probably cross paths.
Probably
you
cross
know,
paths, yeah.
like, people just
Yeah.
change. But
Yeah.
apparently, people like told me like, oh, I looked exactly the same. I ran across this kid.
Really? I
Yeah,
don't know.
this kid came up to me. He's like, "Do you remember me?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Yes, you went to my elementary school." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" It's like, "Yeah, you're a few years older than me, but like," it's like, "I remember you." And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, that's cool, I guess." But I'm like, I had no idea who this kid was. I'm like, how the fuck did they remember? Like,
You got a recognizable face.
that's terrible. I mean, in the industry, it's probably good,
Yeah.
but like, I don't want
Randoms.
locals to know.
You don't want the peasants to recognize you. Jesus.
I don't want the locals to know who I am. Just like,
Oh,
I'm sorry, that's bad.
it is.
It's just.
No, but I get it. Like, I don't like being recognized, but I have like a very like standard white girl face.
What,
so people
what does
always-
that even mean?
Well, because I just look really like basic bitch, like, and so people will be like, "You look really
No.
familiar."
No, you're very
Okay, but
pretty, Lisa.
I think it's because you guys
your
like
sc-
know me and
Is
my
your
personality.
screen broken on your phone?
No,
Okay, do you wear Uggs?
no.
Okay, so you're fine.
Okay, just, like, I just have like
she
a
did
very-
work at Starbucks, so she kind of like she
Ooh.
became like meta.
She became like, yeah, you're
Meta.
you're
Oh, she's like ultra white girl.
Just people think I look like other people that they know or they've run into. So like people will always come up being like, "You look so familiar," and I'm like, I'm sorry, I've never met you in my life. I think I just have like a very like standard face, and like people will be like,
meta. You're part of the meta.
I'm part of the Meta Basic Bitch Club.
Yes. Oh.
Meta.
Yeah.
So so anything else you want to say about to your crush,
Jessica? I know Jessica. I could set you up with her. I know many Jessicas.
Maybe.
Like that's like I don't know. That's like my weakness name. I have no idea what it is.
It's a nice name. My
It
best
is.
friend is named Jessica.
Yeah, it's like every Jessica I've seen, like wow, like they're attractive.
I mean,
Like Jessica's
J
just
God is attractive. Jessica, I hope you're listening to
like,
this.
every Jessica I've seen, I'm like 9 out of 10 times like spoken but hard to get.
Yes, that's
That's a good-
true. Yeah.
Now, Lisa,
Okay,
who is your first crush?
so
Yes.
so his name was Andrew Wilby.
Oh my
Remember
god,
his last
you remember
name?
the last
Yes.
name? Oh man,
Last name.
So okay,
man.
so when I got Facebook in grade 8, right, I added most of like my elementary school friends and like
Okay.
middle school friends to my Facebook. I didn't add Andrew Wilby because he was not on Facebook, and still to this day he's not on Facebook. And I was so in love with this guy. Sorry, Michael.
What?
He was like, okay, so he was like such a good guy. He loved hockey.
Smart guy.
He was like a mama's boy, so he would always listen to his mom, which was like really nice, as like just like a little kid being like, oh my god, like there's another kid listening to his mom, like he's not like being a dick, like that's really nice.
Michael's got his notepad out because he's making notes. He's just like,
He's
listen.
like, this is what I need to keep doing.
Listen to mom and watch more hockey.
And like he was also okay, so like this guy was also really like smart, and he wasn't afraid of it. Like there was a lot of like smart guys in my class, but they were always like, I'm not a nerd, I'm not a geek, but he just owned it, and I thought that was really nice and cute. And so we were in the same class together from like kindergarten to grade 8, and I was like smitten.
Kindergarten to grade 8?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
smitten. I was like, oh, this guy had my heart, but like he just wasn't like he just wasn't like into like anything romantic. Like he's like a little kid, like he wants to play hockey with his friends, like whatever. So I like went off to my high school, he went off to a different high school, and like I've never seen him. Like I don't know what he looks like. I don't follow him on like any social media because like he doesn't have it. And so whenever I meet somebody that went to his high school, I'm always like, do you know this guy? And they're like, oh yeah. And like they'll give me like a
Really?
little bit of like tidbit of like what he is and like what he does, and I'm like, that still doesn't answer all the questions. So if I did like meet him today,
Let me ask you a question.
I would
Lisa.
not leave you for him, Michael.
No. That's not my question.
the mystery of Andrew Wilby.
Have you done a little bit of stocky stock?
Yes. Oh my
Creepy,
god,
creepy
totally.
stuff.
Like I've like Googled him. I've like people have told me like
I'm
where.
shocked.
Yeah. People are gonna be like, oh my god, this is a freak, because like I have, and I just can't figure out like where he is in his life right now, because I'm not that good of an investigator. I'm not a hacker.
Really?
Try to find like those tagged photos on Facebook. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And it's like nothing. Like, oh, it sucks. Anyway, so like if like we were to like see each other again, I'd totally like be like, look, for 8 years I had the hugest crush on you. You're like the love of my life. I would be totally honest with him, and like
And then you'd be like, "What? But and here's my boyfriend."
yeah, and be like, I'm actually in a
Damn
very
straight.
committed, happy relationship with my boyfriend.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I would need Michael to be cool with me going out for coffee with Andrew Wilby.
All right. I mean, you're a grown, independent
Thank you.
woman.
I'm not asking for permission. I'm just saying I need you to be cool with
Oh,
Jeez.
I'm cool with it.
it. Okay, cool.
But as long as you don't say by end of it, Andrew will be.
Wilby, yes, that's his name.
Will you be my boyfriend?
Fuck off.
That's what I wrote down.
That's
That's what I want
you
to make.
can't make his name punny. That's so mean.
That's
Oh,
what I want.
man.
I want it to be
The
funny.
Wilby mysteries.
Oh man,
Will be.
Michael, like, oh,
You know, like that movie, There Will Be Blood.
there will be blood. Oh man, I really hope like somehow, some way, Andrew Wilby is listening to this podcast, because
That's right.
like, oh,
I really hope so too. I mean, that way you can say that you're with a man now that you love.
I do, I am, but like Andrew Wilby. Oh.
She wants that closure.
I want that closure. Like that's like so like for all like my past like relationships and crushes, I've had closure. I'm like, okay, we're done. But we just like I literally didn't even like tell him I was in love with him or I liked him or anything. We just separated our paths. I just want him to know that I loved him.
God. I'm a little bit uncomfortable now. So maybe we should move on to the lightning round, which I will ask Lisa.
Hold on, but first,
Yes.
start the music.
Isn't that music great, Lisa?
Yeah.
You could hear it.
I
All right.
mean, you totally.
It's when the music.
It was really great. It was
All
great.
right.
It was great.
Okay, so Lisa,
Oh god.
which actor? Oh, sorry, just to let everyone know at home, lightning round. Me and Leo are both asking Lisa lightning round questions for this one, and yes,
I feel like I'm on Oprah or Ellen.
basically,
All the interview questions.
which actor would you want to play you in a movie?
Oh, that's a good one.
Ah.
Thanks, man.
I totally forgot what I wrote now. I don't know, but
Try and find it. All right.
Okay. I need to do some like thinking. Okay, so
Kate Winslet.
no, she would not be able to play me.
So what your personality type is strong,
Okay.
emotional, but good emotional.
Okay, stop.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I would want like my life story. Like, okay, I'm thinking like big picture now. So like the script of my life story, I want it to like be like a flashbacks and flash forwards.
Okay.
And I would need like multiple actors to play like different stages of my life. So like I don't like they can just get some like cute little kid to play like my kid childhoodness.
Sure.
But like for like my like prime, like where I am in my prime, but like for like when I'm like 16 to like maybe like 35 or something, I would want Mae Whitman to play me.
Who's she?
Okay, so she's in like these like shows called like Parenthood, and like she plays Lauren Graham's
I know the
daughter.
show. I can't.
Okay,
If you show me the face,
I'll
like,
show you the face. She's
Sure.
really.
I'll
I don't think she like looks completely like me, but
okay, yeah. Focus on. I'll look. I'll
sorry.
Look it up.
Yes. Okay. I think she's just a really good actress. She's also right now in Good Girls on Netflix,
Oh, you're
which is
talking about
kind
the
of like
show, yeah.
the like female version of Breaking Bad, but better because Breaking Bad sucks.
what?
What the fuck?
What?
Sorry, I just
Lisa.
want to lay that out.
Hold the
This is my
microphone.
lightning round question. Okay.
I really disagree with this. Okay,
Okay.
go on.
Anyway, so she plays one of the women in Good Girls. Oh my god,
That's her.
I think she's
Oh,
beautiful.
I
Yeah,
have
look her up at home.
I have
if you
not-
guys can't
I-
find her.
Yeah,
She's
Mae
smoking
Whitman.
hot.
Mae as
I
in
could-
M-A-E.
I can kinda see- I
You
can
think
kinda
she's
see
smoking
it.
hot?
Yeah,
Oh my god, thank you. So yeah, I think I would
Good
want.
choice. It's like
Thank you.
I'd direct.
Right? Oh god, yes.
Lisa would direct your. Sorry, Leo would direct your life movie.
I would be okay with that. I mean, yeah. Just don't make it like Mother.
Oh my god. I was just gonna base it off of that. It's just a constant like POV.
Oh my
Just,
god.
what's happening? Michael comes in like.
And like, okay, so like maybe like now I feel like I need somebody that looks like Mae Whitman to like play me, like older me. I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't know your life story yet.
I know I might get like a nose job and look like someone else. Who knows? I would want somebody like very like Kate Blanchett to play me.
Oh, she's a good actress. Yes.
But
I'm in
I
love
would say
with
like just yeah, just think of like now, like in this, like if your movie
Yeah.
got greenlit tomorrow.
and like
So Mae
some I
Whit-
need somebody. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Mae Whitman.
Mae Whitman.
I think she's like super.
So
cool.
what personality traits do you think that you have that you can convey well?
I think she could be like very good at like conveying like my bubbliness.
Okay.
I'm unfortunately very bubbly. I think so.
Unfortunately.
I think I
it's a
think I
good thing.
perceive as bubbly. I don't know. But I also think like she can like play like very like driven and determined.
Mhm.
And but like fun.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think like yeah, she'd be cool.
I dig it.
She'd be cool to play me. Yeah.
I dig it. Leo, which actor would you want to play?
Oh god.
Oh, is it to me too? I thought we were just
Oh,
doing Lisa.
we're just gonna go around the table. Maybe keep it brief, but
To play me. Oh god.
if you can't think of one, I'll try. I know one for me.
I
I know who you're gonna choose.
I'm not gonna say Jake Gyllenhaal.
And I was
Oh,
gonna
you
say
know who? You know who? You know, Aaron Paul. Fuck it.
Oh, I dig that. Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
From Breaking Bad, Lisa.
Breaking Bad, Lisa.
all the listeners are making the most disgusted
He's got a big.
face.
He's got a big forehead just like me. So I think we.
That's a good look.
And
I
he's
can
got.
kind of picture it actually.
And he's got like
Yeah.
we have like similar eye style.
Although the funny part is that Aaron Paul reminds me a lot of my friend Nick.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
my friend Nick. I should post a picture.
Aaron
but,
Paul looks more
yeah.
like Nick.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
But I can still picture. I can picture it from you too.
You know who I can see? What's his fucking name?
What movie was he in?
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, Bradley Cooper. Bradley
Bradley
Cooper.
Cooper.
Sorry.
I can kind
Bradley
of
Cooper.
picture Bradley
Bradley
Cooper a
Cooper.
little. If he
Yeah.
was a little bit younger, but yeah, a
Oh,
little
Paul
bit.
Rudd.
No.
No, not
No.
so much Paul Rudd. No.
No.
Paul Rudd is too like.
Lanky. Yeah, he's too lanky. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, Bradley Cooper is a good choice.
I think Bradley Cooper like would like.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Convey like your like coolness and like.
Yeah. Oh, you think
Yeah.
I'm cool? Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
think it's
That's
a
a
good pick.
first.
That's a good
That's a
pick.
first.
Oh, God.
Not gonna
Now
boost my
his
ego.
ego
Yeah,
fuck.
there. My
Yeah.
ego's skyrocketing tonight.
God.
All
Ugh.
right. Well.
For you, Mike.
all right, oh,
Brian Greenberg.
no,
Yes.
it's not
He
gonna-
Brian-
looks exactly like he
Brian
convey
Greenberg.
like he has even the same like body shape as Michael. Like very
Don't call me
like
fat.
he's like so in shape. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not in shape.
Like no, like Brian. Like I don't care. Like it's Brian Greenberg for you.
Or I was also gonna say Daryl Sabra for you people listening at home. The kid from Spy Kids.
Oh, my god.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's
He's
dating Megan Trainor.
Yeah.
They like go
Really?
sex toy shopping together.
Really? Wow, what a world we live in.
What a world we live in. Yeah.
Wow.
It's
That
crazy.
that guy
Yeah.
that guy was so cool back in the day. Spy Kids 3D was the shit.
Yeah.
It was.
3D glasses, you got the
You don't
3D
wanna
red and
watch
blue.
it.
I'll just be like seeing you.
Sylvester Stallone is in that movie.
That's
I think he's a
right.
villain or something. That's
Antonio
crazy.
Banderas is in it. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He's the dad. He's
Yeah.
like the dilf,
Oh.
and he just comes in.
Alexa Vega was like the sister.
Yeah.
Oh
she's,
yeah.
She was cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's like smoking now, right? I'm
She's
pretty
smoking.
sure.
Is she? Let me.
Yeah.
Let me.
She's smoking.
I'll look it up after.
Okay. Now, so Leo, what's your lightning round question for Lisa?
Oh, okay. All right, Lisa.
I'm
Oh my God.
scared.
See, my lightning round questions are more like scenarios,
Oh,
right?
fuck. I don't want to beat up any kids.
No. Okay, listen.
I'm
That's a
referencing the
flashback.
third episode.
That's
Yeah.
right, Lisa, high five.
Yeah. I'm
All
number
right,
one fan.
Lisa. Okay, who would you call if you got sent to jail? And what did you do to get into jail?
Okay. So I love Orange is the New Black. So like this like question resonates with me a lot.
Oh,
So
goodness.
I would not call my mother because I don't call my mother whenever I get into a bad situation. I usually call my dad
Okay.
because like my dad is like, like he'll be like, what the fuck did you do now, Lisa? But I wouldn't call him in this situation because
Okay.
I know he has no connections to help get me out.
Okay.
I would call my best friend Jessica Goddard. She can get me a good lawyer.
Your friend Jessica sounds better and better. Like,
Like you should, yeah, but she's in a relationship.
that could change. Just kidding. I'm joking.
Oh
I'm
my
joking.
god. Oh no.
That's
We should
the
warm in her
fuckboy
boyfriend.
segment. I'm joking.
She would hook me up with a good lawyer and she would be like really like
She committed to getting you
Adamant
out.
of
adamant
getting
of
you
getting me
out
out.
of jail.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
And
someone you want.
I would also, but like, depending on what I would get into jail for, she would probably be in the hammer with me. Is it called the hammer?
Yeah, hammer,
Yeah.
slammer, the
The
slammer.
slammer.
The slammer.
Yeah, she would probably be in there with me.
What would you think you'd be incarcerated for?
Okay, so this is another story with Jessica.
Are you gonna expose her right now?
I'm gonna expose her.
Oh no,
So
Jessica,
we-
it's okay. Give me
So
someone to cry
it
on.
was something.
Like,
it would be something to do with like international, like I would not be in jail in Canada
Okay.
or the U.S. I think I would be in jail like overseas somewhere.
like Guantanamo Bay or something.
I mean that's the U.S. Isn't like that
Isn't
a U.S.
like
prison?
isn't it on the sea?
Yeah, I think it's like an island.
Yeah.
But like
That's
it's owned by
overseas.
not Canadians. It's owned by the United States.
Yeah, it's overseas.
No, like I'm saying like in
like-
England
oh.
or in Turkey or like
Oh my
Japan
God.
or Australia.
You're
Like I
exotic for this
no
jail.
because like Jessica and I like to travel together a lot.
Okay.
And so we like, but we don't do anything crazy or anything like that. Jessica's like a very like tame person. Like we'll just like go to amusement parks and like have fancy dinners and stuff. But this bitch
Oh my
Oh,
god.
will like
God.
let us like she will make us late for our flights and stuff because when we went to London, like that was like my first big trip like by myself with her. We
Yeah.
went to London and it was like we stayed there for a week and the day that we had to get back I was like really nervous. I was like, don't we have to be at like the airport like 3 hours later because it's an international flight? She was like, no, it's fine. And she like wakes up late. She has her breakfast late. We get to the airport like an hour before our flight. And of course, it's like nobody's at the Air Canada desk to direct us because like everybody's like already in like the boarding area. And so we were just, so like the lady was like, you can't get on. Like it's too late. And so I freaked out because I was like, Jessica, you like what the hell? And like I started crying and I called my mom. I was like, I'm stuck in England. So like I feel like we would like get like imprisoned or like detained at like the border for something because of Jessica's ridiculous shenanigans of like either being late or like trying to like take something over the border that she shouldn't, like not like drugs or anything, but like just like
guns.
just like a figurine or like some type of like moisturizer or something that we would like be detained being like these girls are like criminals, we can't let them go. So
sunscreen SPF 50.
like that's not
that's a
we
no-go.
can't let this leave Australia. Like I don't know. Like
That's,
I feel like that would be something for that. Or I don't know, what else would I be?
Maybe I thought you
imprisoned
would try and kill like the people waiting there. Like, let me get the fuck on.
yeah.
Let me get
No, I'm not
I
that
mean,
aggressive.
England's not a bad place to be arrested in.
No, but like I'm saying, like
Yeah,
if
I don't know.
like if Jessica and I were to travel like somewhere else, like
Yeah.
I can just like imagine like if we went like to Eastern Europe or like somewhere like I don't know, somewhere that's not.
English speaking. I
Yeah,
feel like that.
I feel like we would get like in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where is it? I think it's Singapore. Where
Oh God,
in Singapore. What?
I'm scared.
Singapore?
Well, like
No, in Singapore they have really strict laws. Like if you try to like bum off of people's Wi-Fi, you get thrown in jail and stuff like
Jesus.
that.
oh my God, Jessica would totally do that shit. Oh my God.
So you have
Ugh.
to bail her out.
Yeah, but I would be like part of that situation.
It's okay, Jessica. I'll bail you out.
No, she has a boyfriend to bail her out. Like, you can't do that.
I'll supply additional funds. Greater. We'll do a 60, 80, 20
No.
split.
What else would I be like imprisoned
I'll
for?
be 20.
I'm kidding, by the way. I'm in a long committed relationship with Jesus.
Okay, there. All right, there, Padre. Okay, okay. There's another thing that I think I would be like imprisoned for. I think I know.
You'd be in prison.
So like because like I like to do like a lot of like activist stuff, like I would like show up to a rally and just like get imprisoned for being there.
Like a women's march kind of thing.
Yeah, but the women's march was like really tame. Like I'm talking about like going to like when they were trying to build the pipeline. Don't you guys remember?
Over like indigenous grounds.
Yeah, like if I were to go to like one of those like protests and rallies and like just like fucking be like, fuck you corporations, I'd be like, they'd be like, get this bitch out of here, put her in a jail cell. And I like, yeah. And that's when I would call Jessica. Jessica would be like, why the fuck are you doing that shit? And I'm like, because we gotta help each other and save the land. She wouldn't give, like, she'd be like, you're an idiot. But she'd bail me out.
She'd help you out.
She'd help me out.
Sound like a
good.
good friend, Jessica.
Yeah. Oh, Jessica.
I dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? Lisa, it's been a fun podcast.
Is it over now?
It's pretty much.
Aw.
over now. Yeah, we've been going for a little bit here, but it's been really
Yes,
fun.
it was fun.
I'm really well educated on horoscopes.
Astrology.
Astrology, Michael.
Astrology and Andrew will be, unfortunately.
Andrew will be. Oh my goodness.
And her friend Jessica.
You're not getting in her pants, Leo.
I'm not implying that at all.
Wink.
Stop.
I'm joking. But yeah, well educated.
Now,
And now I know if I ever get sent to jail,
who to
I
call?
know who to call.
Call Jessica. I'll give you.
Ghostbusters. What?
Her number?
Yeah. Not for those reasons. Fucking hell.
If she's listening, she's gonna be like, "Who is this asshole?"
Poor guy.
It's gonna-
Poor Jessica's
I'm
boyfriend.
sorry. He's gonna give me a call like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
So, Lisa,
Yes.
you said you referenced earlier. Why did you want to know the exact time of?
Oh, okay.
yes.
So it goes back to the horoscopes and astrology and stuff. So on your birth chart, like there's like a grid that like gives you like I don't know. Like I'm not. It would take too long to like explain. But it's a very to get your accurate like birth chart thing. It's better to have like the location you were born in and the time because it's more accurate.
Sure.
So I'm not casting a spell on you guys.
I'm a little scared.
Good to know. All right.
No.
I could take off my Lucky Charms and rabbit's foot and whatever, and
You can get rid of the holy water.
the holy water. Get the cups of salt. In the four corners of the room here.
Yeah, you have onions in your cellar, right?
Yeah.
What?
I got onions. I got
'Cause
onions.
you're a vampire too.
I got onions.
Nah, I don't like vampires.
We're confusing which is
No, but yes. Thank you, both of you, for having me on. It really means a lot that I'm your first guest.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
You were
It was
really
our pleasure.
Awesome first guest. I think you're super funny, super great, Lisa. I'm gonna give you a high five. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh.
I love you too, Leo.
Aw,
but not in that
I love
way.
you too, Leo.
High fives for everybody. But Lisa, how about you tell the people that are listening how they can follow you on different social media if they want to keep up with your
Oh my
adventures?
God. I love this. Okay. So you can follow me on Twitter at LAALE. No, that's not my name. Fuck. Okay. It's LA Alves, but even though my name is Alves, it's LAALVEZZ. It's my
Oh.
yeah, that's my Twitter handle. And
Alright,
that's
we'll
the
drop that in
same.
the description.
Yeah, you can drop that into the description, and that's also my handle on Instagram. I take some really cool pictures on Instagram, so if you want some aesthetic on your Instagram feed, follow me.
But no pictures with me on there.
What are you talking about? Of course you are.
Well, there's a couple things.
This
Well, Michael's pretty aesthetic.
okay because my moon is in Scorpio. I don't like to share a lot on Instagram and like Twitter and all that. I'm a very like
Blame it on the stars.
I'm blaming it on stars. Michael has some good pictures on my Instagram. He's looking fine. He's looking
Boy, it's my boy.
yeah. But yeah, follow me there. You can also like follow me if you want. Add me as a friend on Facebook if you're not a creep. So
Cool.
yeah.
Or if your name is Andrew Wilby.
Oh my God! Please follow me.
What is going on?
Andrew Wilby.
Smash that follow button.
My guy.
Oh
Fuck Andrew Wilby. She has
man.
a boyfriend.
No, I want him to like. We can still be friends.
Friends? What the friends?
I was friends with him for 8 years of my life.
All right, guys. This has been episode 6. Last appearance of Lisa.
No, I want to be back.
No,
You'll definitely
we'll
be
have
Yes.
you back.
But in order to
As long as you're not with Andrew Wilby next time.
special guest.
Andrew Wilby.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to follow Hat-Trick Podcast on Instagram at Hat-Trick Podcast. Make sure to check out Michael's tweets on Twitter at Mike DNAC, so MikeDNAC. You can also follow the Hat-Trick Podcast Twitter at Trick Podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at DI_LEO. And make sure you check us out on Facebook at Hat-Trick Podcast with Mike and Leo. There's a page there. Send us a like and send us a follow. Thank you guys so much for listening.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate you guys listening and listening to our stupidness and everything like that.
It's not stupid.
And
Astrology is
I
not
hope-
stupid.
I hope everyone has a great day, except you, Andrew Wilby.
No.
Fuck you and Andrew Wilby.
Such a dick.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.